Hello everybody, my name is SaucyNinja, but you can call me Saucy. And do you guys remember my previous video on Call of Duty World War II? If you haven't seen it yet, you should go watch it before you watch this, because if you watch this first, oh god, you are not going to want this game. I do ask, however, that you watch until the end, because this isn't really supposed to be a rant, it's supposed to be constructive criticism. Take most of the things I say pretty lightly because it is only the closed beta and they still have over 2 months to fix these issues before the official release. It really seems like the longer I play this game, the more it tries to pull more nonsense on me. I got on this game and it looks beautiful. I played it and it worked really nice. It was a nice change of pace. Very clever score streaks. The divisions were a pretty neat idea. War is a good game to play with your friends, and there's lots of interaction and tactics needed. But there's just something missing from the mix. Oh right, I remember what. It's the hit detection. God almighty, the hit detection. Why have you forsaken us? It's amazing that as Call of Duty advances through time, as more titles are created, as better technology is invented, the hit detection just keeps getting worse. It's because they're focused on too much of the extra rubbish that they throw into the damn game. I remember hearing the term 60 Hz hit detection floating around the internet about this game, and apparently it was going to be a huge step for Call of Duty. Apparently it's also the same hit detection that Battlefield uses. But I find that this is either very inaccurate, or the immense server lag is interfering with the game's capability to even process what a damn hit is. Some games I can shoot 4 or 5 bullets clearly into an enemy and none of them even process. This scares me because what about other engagements where only some of them process? I mean, I can't always tell. It's not always clear whether or not the game processed the shots that I hit. I don't have superhuman eyes. I can't see that real time. I might go back and look at the recording and see that it didn't, but yeah, I'm not perfect. I mean, in addition to that, even if you do assume that the hits and the hit detection are fair in the engagement, it doesn't always mean that the damage is fair. I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying shoot first, die first. I mean, it's pretty absurd. I've had games where I do that too, and we could have the same gun, I could never miss a shot, and yet they still get the kill. I've had games where it's just clear that I should have had the kill, or I should have had the kill much earlier than I did. And you're going to see all of this in the background gameplay that I have going for you guys. I know it's not spectacular, but I intentionally pulled bad games so that you guys could see some of the bullshit that's being pulled on me. I mean, I've had games where I could hit someone 3 times, die, watch the kill cam, and none of those shots rendered on the screen at all. It's as if the game is blatantly lying when it's dishing out the hit markers. I remember when I said that the guns are balanced and fair in the last video, yeah? Well, no, that's not really true. Do we even need to talk about the incendiary shells for the shotgun? I mean, it's pretty absurd that if I get the guy at the range, I get the kill, he gets a shot on me, and he could finish me off with his fire after he's already died. I'm not sure if they have infinite of those things or not, because I never wanted to give it out a try. I would never want to try something so cheap and obviously unfair. But I know for a damn fact that I'm getting destroyed by those things on a game-by-game basis. And also the quickscoping. God, the quickscoping is absurd. You know, I get it, FaZe is amazing. If quickscoping didn't exist, all the FaZe wannabes wouldn't buy the game. All the FaZe members wouldn't have their famous trick shots. But I find it pretty crazy that I could run around the map with a mobile and lightweight submachine gun and someone can run around with a clunky and heavy sniper. I can hit him 3 or 4 times, but he pulls the trigger, barely aiming, mind you, and he gets a one-hit kill and walks off 5 seconds later as if the engagement never even happened. I know it's just a game, but it should at least be somewhat fair. I found that Black Ops actually did sniping very well. I know a lot of people complained that quickscoping was dead, but the game was actually extremely successful. I mean, people played that. People probably still play that game. I mean, it's just the hackers make it kind of unfair now. But, I mean, when the game was still played legitimately, that I always found that the hit detection was remarkably good. But then again, Treyarch's always done that well. Moving onward, let's talk about the class system. Earlier in the game, or earlier in the commentary actually, I said that the division and the class systems were a pretty neat idea. But neat is all it ever will be. The removal of the Pick 10 system has caused people to grenade spam like crazy. There are so many things wrong with this, and let me tell you why. First of all, not everyone wants grenades, so they'll just chuck them off like it's nothing, and an unlucky, unsuspecting player experiencing lag will get killed by a random grenade before the game gives them a chance to even move. I mean, never mind the last comment, you don't even need to experience lag to die to a grenade. By the time that indicator appears, you're already dead to a person who wasn't even made aware of your existence to begin with. What else is wrong with the grenades? Well, if you didn't die to them, they act like a flashbang. I get it, you will have blast-related trauma. Your vision may go blurry. You may need time to recover from the shock of being nearly blown to bits. But this totally voids the necessity of the concussion grenades that they put in the game. In addition, it makes people grenade spam tenfold. Another complaint I have of the grenades is that even teammates' grenades affect you in this game. I thought that any teammate's interaction with you in a basic core game mode was supposed to be null. It didn't occur. But I can't tell you the amount of times that a teammate's artillery barrage has nearly caused me to have a seizure. I can't even walk 10 feet around the map without getting exploded by an enemy or a friendly grenade. I mean, my character will have next level PTSD by the time he withdraws from this war. Moving forward, what about general issues with the beta? Well, there's a few here and there. The first being the non-existent access to the firing range. So God forbid I wanted to play with the guns, test the attachments before being thrown out into war. I can't do that. And they even tease you by allowing you to set your class as a headquarters soldier, when you don't even have access to this so-called headquarters yet. And I wanted to leave the game, but you can't leave the game the same way that you used to. I mean, I'm talking about the layouts now. You remember that old famed startup X up X? You could leave the game in a second, or it was start up A for the Xbox users. But now, when I want to leave a game, I have to scroll my menu to the right to leave. Like, why would they alter something that wasn't ever broken? It wasn't changed throughout the previous Call of Duties that I've played thus far. In addition to that, though, the layout is just so broken because now, if you want to see someone's joined your party, you have to scroll over to a social tab. I didn't know that before. I actually watched a video about that recently. And then in the social tab, you have to scroll over to the party tab. And then you can see if people joined you. And when I did this for the first time, I found out my party privacy was closed. Like, I didn't set it to close. Why was it not set to open to begin with? Why does it not tell you these things or show you at the bottom that your party privacy is closed to begin with, but you actually have to scroll over these tabs to see that? That's pretty absurd. In addition to that, I don't see a combat record anywhere in this beta. I'm sure they'll bring it in for the official release, but I would like to have a combat record to know overall how I've done so far. I've had games with a 4.0 KD, games with like a 6.0, 9.0 KD, and then I've had games with like 0.2 KD because I keep getting killed by absurd hit detection and random grenades. Anyways, I mean, I've never seen camos in this game either. I just don't understand why these aren't included. I understand they don't want things to be leaked, but I don't see an issue with just blocking certain things you don't want to be leaked. I still believe that content all around should be available during the beta. I just find that it isn't very substantial. It doesn't have much substance or much content to it. Even if they can't provide that content, I mean, at least a simple server fix or a server reset is kind of owed to us. It's kind of hard to test a beta when you can barely play it. I mean, I paid for this too, paid $5 for it. Good money. $60 for a pre-order too. I mean, come on. I don't really know if Sledgehammer was ready to release this game to us, but I mean, I think that they should at least fix those servers. I think that that's kind of a given. Now, before I do end this video off totally ruining my chances of Sledgehammer ever liking me again, I do want to say that this game has a lot of potential. I'm going to continue playing this game as long as the closed beta is out, and again, when the open beta is released, and more likely than not, when the official game is released. I'm just tired of the completely absurd lag, the useless hit detection, and the unbalanced weaponry. It's going to be a very simple fix for Sledgehammer. So I'm hoping that they really work on these issues before they bring the beta to the other consoles or re-release it for the PlayStation in September. And with all that being said, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to see more, and thank you guys so much for watching. Expect more World War II videos coming to a Saucy Ninja near you, and I will see you guys next time. Once again, you guys, I'm just going to leave the gameplay running in the background until the end of it.
Fuck is wrong with this shit?
Noah. Oh my god.
We're taking heavy casualties. I don't know. What the fuck is wrong with this shit?
Noah,
Stop it!
I'm gonna block
Okay.
you.
Okay, I got this.
No. Get off, Noah. Get off. Oh my god. We're going to find the Wait, what's the name of the nice camper van?
Look, we have a missile turret.
The camper vans are over here. They spawn over here. Oh,
Enemy
heavy
care package observed. Deny them their resupply.
Oh shit.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
Holy shit, how am I staying on?
Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover. We have fire superiority. Recon airborne. We're taking heavy casualties. We can't keep
only
this
buy
up.
this.
That thing is a shitty piece of shit.
As opposed to a good piece of
Look
shit.
at the shocks on this thing. Look how much is rocking. Cowboy, do you see how much is rocking? Yes. The nice camera van should be over here. Usually right here.
We're dominating them. Keep pushing.
Did you see how... Where are they?
We're taking heavy casualties.
The pegs. Okay, let me just check.
Enemy taking heavy casualties. Push through.
What the heck? Yes. We're gonna get in a different vehicle so we can this.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air. Targeting Blitz X-bomb.
We gotta find it.
We carried the day.
I don't know exactly where Strawberry is. Said